Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers recap for Friday, January 3 reveals that Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Massinswood, thought Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, was glowing at the Cliff House, where Steffi was hopeful about her parents' slow burn reunion. Taylor knew Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, would try to win Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K back, but Steffi thought Ridge had finally wised up and wouldn't take her back this time around. At Forrester Creations, Electra Forrester, Lania Grace, and Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, gave everyone updates on all the drama with Remy Price, Christian Weissman, who was behind the deep fakes and had been taken into custody off-screen following his pursuit of Electra. Katie Loden, Heather Tom, was apologetic and assured Electra that she still had a future at Forrester Creations, so Electra was happy about that. Later, Electra and Will rehashed all the Remy chaos in private before sharing a kiss. At the Forrester mansion on Friday's B&B episode, Ridge ranted about Brooke's betrayal, and even Eric Forrester's, John McCook, fondness for her was starting to fade under the circumstances. Eric quizzed Ridge about his growing bond with Taylor and wondered if his relationship with Brooke might be over. Brooke barged in the house moments later and insisted that what she had to tell Ridge would change everything between them. Once Eric gave them a chance to talk, Ridge complained about his father having to make himself scarce in his own home. Although Ridge launched another tirade about Brooke taking the CEO spot, she alluded to an explanation she hadn't given since spotting him with Taylor was painful. Brooke confessed that the real reason she accepted the CEO position was to put the company back in Ridge's hands. Once Brooke explained her plan to convince Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, to file the proper LLC paperwork and restore Forrester power, the conversation shifted to Taylor again. Brooke admitted it broke her heart that Ridge turned to Taylor, but she didn't want to focus on that now. Instead, Brooke urged Ridge to think of Rome and how she was his future when he looked through the keyhole there. After Brooke begged Ridge not to go back to Taylor and give up on their destiny, Ridge did his classic head tilt and just stood there looking at her. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Brooke has some bad news headed her way. So stick with us for more predictions on the continued Ridge backlash. The Bold and the Beautiful Friday, January 3 recap. Brooke begs Ridge not to choose Taylor, Remy in police custody. The episode begins in the lavish Forrester mansion, where tensions are running high. Ridge Forrester, a man torn between his loyalty to Brooke Logan and his deep-rooted connection with Taylor Hayes, finds himself at the center of yet another emotional storm. Brooke, ever determined and passionate, arrives at the mansion unannounced. Her eyes are filled with both desperation and resolve as she steps into the living room, where Ridge stands, contemplating his future. "Ridge," Brooke begins, her voice trembling slightly but growing steadier with each word. "I can't let you throw away what we have. Everything we've built together, it's worth fighting for. Please, don't choose Taylor." Ridge turns to face her, his expression a mixture of frustration and sorrow. "Brooke, this isn't about choosing one of you over the other. It's about what's best for everyone, including myself. Taylor and I share a history too, and she's been there for me in ways you haven't lately." Brooke's face hardens and her voice rises. "You're letting her manipulate you. She's using your past against you, Ridge. I love you, and I know you love me too. Don't let her come between us again." Meanwhile, across town at the police station, a surprising twist unfolds. Remy, a relatively new face in Los Angeles, sits in an interrogation room, handcuffed and visibly shaken. Detective Sanchez enters the room with a file in hand, his stern demeanor making it clear he's not in the mood for games. "Remy Miller," Sanchez says, dropping the file on the table with a loud thud. "Do you want to tell me why your fingerprints were found on the weapon used in the attempted robbery at Forrester Creations?" Remy's eyes widen, and she shakes her head vehemently. "I have no idea how that happened. I swear I'm being set up. I didn't do anything wrong." Sanchez leans in, his eyes narrowing. "Then explain how your prints got there. The evidence doesn't lie, Remy. The sooner you start talking, the better it'll be for you." Back at the Forrester mansion, The argument between Brooke and Ridge escalates. Taylor arrives, her calm demeanor a stark contrast to Brooke's fiery passion. She steps into the room and takes a deep breath before speaking. "Brooke, this isn't the time or place for this conversation," Taylor says firmly. "Ridge is trying to figure out what's best for himself and his family. We need to respect his process." Brooke spins around to face Taylor, her eyes blazing. "Oh, please, Taylor. Don't pretend to be the voice of reason. You've been scheming to get Ridge back ever since you returned to lead, just admit it." Taylor's jaw tightens, but she keeps her composure. "I'm not going to dignify that with a response, Brooke. This isn't about you or me. It's about Ridge and what he needs right now." Ridge raises his hands, signaling for both women to stop. "Enough. I can't do this anymore. I need time to think, and I need both of you to give me the space to do that." As Ridge storms out of the room, Brooke and Taylor exchange one last glare before Brooke grabs her purse and leaves in a huff. Taylor watches her go, a flicker of sadness crossing her face. At the police station, the situation with Remy takes an unexpected turn. Just as Sanchez is about to press further, Carter Walton, Forrester Creations' legal counsel, arrives. He's carrying a briefcase and exudes an air of confidence. "Detective Sanchez," Carter begins, "I'm here as Remy's legal representation. Before you continue this interrogation, I'd like to review the evidence against my client." Sanchez nods reluctantly and slides the file across the table. Carter opens it and scans the contents, his expression growing more serious with each page. "This is circumstantial at best," Carter says, closing the file. "There's no direct evidence linking my client to the crime. You're grasping at straws, Detective." Sanchez smirks. "We'll see about that. But for now, your client stays in custody until we've thoroughly investigated." As the day progresses, news of Remy's arrest spreads through Forrester Creations. Steffi Forrester and Thomas Forrester discuss the situation in Steffi's office, both visibly concerned. "Do you think Remy could actually be involved in this?" Steffi asks, pacing the room. Thomas shakes his head. "I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. She's always been so dedicated and hardworking. Something about this feels off." Steffi nods. "We need to get to the bottom of this. If someone's framing her, we need to find out who and why." The episode ends with a montage of scenes. Ridge sitting alone in his office, staring at a photo of himself with Brooke and Taylor. Brooke crying in her car, clutching a necklace Ridge gave her. Taylor gazing out the window of her home, deep in thought. And Remy sitting in her cell, looking both scared and determined. The camera lingers on her face as she whispers to herself, "I'll prove my innocence, I have to." As the credits roll, viewers are left with more questions than answers. Will Ridge choose Brooke or Taylor? Is Remy truly innocent, or is there more to her story? And who could be behind the attempted robbery at Forrester Creations? The drama continues on The Bold and the Beautiful. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.